Hello fellow dragons, it's Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming, and okay, this is a game that I looked at when I saw it on the PlayStation Store, and I saw there was a demo for it, and I also found that there was a demo on PC. So I thought, okay, I'll download the game and see what it's all about. The game is called the Casebook of Arkandy Smith. Now, basically, it's an open world puzzle game where you basically go around and explore and, you know, do the bits and pieces and look at cases and try and solve crimes and stuff like that. And, you know, the visuals look good, the running video for it looked good. The whole thing just kind of oozed that kind of Blade Runner-y sort of psycho, sort of sci-fi world, or Altered Carbon or anything like that. And it really did. And, you know, I first looked at this character that's walking around now, and I thought, you know, it's not so bad. He looks blocky, but the lighting and everything looks really good. I loved the room. It looks so much like Blade Runner. Then I went and looked at a few photos of Blade Runner, and it's literally a whole thing just ripped off of Blade Runner. Now, there are a lot of things that this game has flaws in it, and I did not play this game for full. This game is going for $12.50 Australian dollars on Steam. Do I think it's worth it? No, but I'll get to those points anyway. Now, the first thing that ikes me about this is there is a welcome pack that says it right there, and it's like welcome and all that to the game. After that point in time, there is no tutorial. There is no telling you what to do in the game. There is nothing that tells you how to play the game. No, there's none of that shit. No, you just get dumped in the game and you have to figure it out for yourself. Again, I'm not overly frazzed about that. Now, what gets on my goat is the thing that comes up in a few minutes, where I'm wandering around trying to figure out how to do everything. So, but again, look at this. This is something that looks like Blade Runner, and it just has gone to town with the lens flares. I put the lens flares right up. This bit right here, you need your ID card. It's like, okay, that sounds plausible. I can find a map that tells me all the main sectors of the game, where to find it, where to go. I can set waypoints. This is my inventory, which is completely empty. Again, I can live with that. At this point in time, I come to the realization that I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. There's no tutorial, there's no nothing. And the controls for it on mouse and keyboard is horrendous. The controls on the controller are slippery and blocky and not very enjoyable. So here I am wandering around trying to figure this out. And I'm still beguiled at this. Like, the soundtrack for this is a very futuristic sort of soundtrack, and I have no problem with it. It's great. The game sounds good. The game even looks good. Like, it's not super high details, it's not fantastic little things left, right and center, but it is visually pleasing. And this is where this game started to sort of highlight the sort of, you know, there's something missing here. What is it? Oh, that's right, a tutorial, a thing that actually tells you. There's no even internal monologue or anything that from the detective. But Mr. Smith is a very plain character, as his name denotes. Like, you can even pull out your hand and hold your hand out and do something. But no, you can't even open up your door with your hand. You need an ID. So off I went again to go a look around, because I thought, yeah, I missed something. I missed something. So let's see if this actually does something. Nope, did nothing. Did the exact same thing again. Again, the visuals on this is really good. The sound is really fairly good. I actually liked it. And I thought, oh yeah, this will be a game for me to really play. Me playing with the waypoints again. Now I've selected my apartment building. Couldn't figure out a way to remove the marker, even though there is an option for removing the marker. And again, that level of frustration that slowly builds in the back of your skull as you play this game. And this is only the demo. So after fiddling with all this, I decide, okay, stuff this, let's go see if I can find the damn card that will let me out of the apartment building so I can actually do something. I even actually looked over here and thought, oh, you know, this might help me. I might be able to find something here. Nope. So once again, I'm wandering. I can't even play the piano, which is another level of frustration in my mind. I tried to switch to keyboard and mouse and thought, oh yeah, maybe keyboard and mouse will help me do this. Nope. Did absolutely nothing. That was completely useless. So, there are a lot of things. Like, you can examine your gun. I like that. Doesn't let you do anything with the gun, really, but yeah, you can examine the gun. So, I got a gun finally. You know, the most important thing when you're a detective. So, yay! I can shoot my gun. So, what do you do when you get a gun? Test it, of course. It lets off a little lens flare and some sparks. That's all it really does. Yeah. So, again, I'm exploring, and now I've figured out, okay, finally, got my ID, so I can get out of this trash heap. So, I thought, okay, this game might actually have some depth. So, pop out, off we go. All of a sudden, you start moving at warp speed. And I wonder, character, no. Oh look, I've lost my flashlight. Oh no, I haven't. Or I'll find it for you, or anything like that. It's kind of very random to suddenly have that. So, yeah, I don't know why that character is there. If there was a tutorial, that would make sense. The doors do not work properly on the elevator. Again, this kind of, it's just irritating. Some little minor flaws here. This is where my biggest gripe starts beginning with this game. Nice big open world, they give you a car. That is fantastic. I had to figure out where the securities building was, so using my basic knowledge and lore of most sci-fi games, I figured out that the security building was probably where I wanted to go, so it's SEC. Now, look at this car. As you can hear, it's a nice high whine of a car. That tells me that these cars are electric, but they don't control like an electric car. And on top of that, it controls like utter shit. The next thing that pisses me off, something fierce with this car, is I hit pedestrians. And nothing happens. They just go, ugh, ugh, ugh. Hitting pedestrians and nothing happens. This game was slowly, very slowly, falling further down my radar of things that I would actually play. So once I figured out where I need to go, sets up a nice marker, awesome. So I can use that. Kill another person as I go, but they're still alive, but they lost their umbrella, unfortunately. Now, at this point in time, I decide, yes, I'll just go for a drive. Drive, and now hit an indestructible barrier. No destruction on the car, no destruction on the barrier. You're just kind of stuck. Yeah. Very hot garbage. And again, the lens flare off the car. Looks pretty, doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. The other thing that I really hate about this in the game is that the cars randomly choose to be on the left or the right. They're never one's on the left or one's on the right. No, it changes all the time. The cars will turn in on you. They will move around on you. It is frustrating. And that slide on the car. It's like you're playing Dirt Rally, but you have nothing under you. It's just utter garbage. So once again, still trying to find where I'm going. Every time you press the cancel button, you get jumped straight out of your car. It's like, how does that work? There wasn't even a tutorial on what your controls were. It's just... oh... Again, so many things that are wrong with this design of this game. So eventually I found the securities building. This is what passes for police. Got frustrated with the car and jumped out. Also, no one reacts to me wandering around with a gun. Can't jump a barrier. Another annoyance. Also, neon everywhere. I eventually got sick and turned off the lens flare because it's just so distracting and so annoying. I even partially on. It's why I turned off the film grain straight off the bat, because I knew that was going to get on my nerves. So now we come to the main juxtaposition of this game, which is crime investigation. So I chose first crime off the thing, and okay, I'll take the thing, CS terminal, ask about the basic thing, tells me about it, doesn't show me, doesn't give me a waypoint or anything, you know, just figure it out. So I go, okay, I can do that. And then it wasn't that hard to figure out, but still it's irksome, it's frustrating, it's garbage. That's what annoys me about this. It could be a really good game, but at the same time there are just so many glaring flaws in this game. There's no prompts to talk to people. You literally have to headbutt people and objects in order to interact with them. And the menus, there's no inspiration. It's just solid colouring. There's minimal amount of effort put here. It's a very thin story. It's a very thin game in general. And yeah, so anyway, we'll go through this and we'll go and have a look at some bits and pieces. So off we go. It's a bar. Now this particular section will show you how bad the driving is. I've got to literally drive all the other side of the town all the way across. So it's, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 city blocks in that direction. So time to go run back and pick up my car. My slippery, unforgiving, annoying car, which I have dubbed the Slippertron. So here we go, pick up the Slippertron, and boom, off we go with that lovely high whining dentist drill whine of a car. Now, watch the vehicles in this section. That is what really irks me. Left, right, turn straight into where I am. No stopping, no moving. Again, turns straight into that lane. Not the left or the right. It just turns straight into that one. It's almost infuriating how it's designed. Again, you hit the cars, nothing. It just dials a phone. And it's like, what were they trying to attempt with this game? Like, there are a lot of things that could have been really done well with this game. The set out, the layout of it, the way it looks, how it can play. I don't even really mind how the character runs around on the outdoor areas. It doesn't control that badly. The car controls abysmally, and it's like, as long as you're going in a straight line, it's fine. The minute you have to do a corner, you have to slow right down virtually to a crawl before you're safe. But again, boom, light pole is literally like solid concrete. So again, off we drive, a little bit closer, and here we are at the bar. Doesn't tell you this is the bar, you just assume this is the bar. So in we go. Now this is where the lens flares go AF. It's just over the top. The dialogue system with the characters, there's no depth to it, there's no interestingness to it, and I just really I could see where this is getting to be just an asset flip of a game. There's been minimal story put to it, minimal ideas behind what's there. There's a good idea, there's a good vision, there's a good execution, but at the end of the day, the result is quite lackluster and full of flaws and unmitigating things that just doesn't sell the game. Even if this was down to $1 or $2, I still wouldn't buy this. It would frustrate me by the end of I was playing it. By the time I finished playing this, I put up this. I'm putting together this video that I'm ranting about how bad the game is to me, how unmitigatingly terrible this game is. It's unusable. It's not very nice. Like that noise to say hello to a cop, even if it's a robot, sounds like crap. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, Wobbly 2 Studios, what the fuck were you thinking of when you made this damn game? You investigate it. His eyeballs are missing. That's it. There's nothing else there. There's no checking the ID, there's no checking the body, no checking anything else. And now you're left with your own devices to try and figure out where to find anything. Again, there is nothing here that tells me anything. And it's not visually. And also the lens flares. It just hides half the screen in this goopy sort of fluorescent mess that you can't see anything properly. This is what really pissed me off. Because you don't have a prompt or anything when you want to interact with things, you just slam into it. And when you slam into it, you don't even know if you've found something or not. And it's like, it takes me back to really old days. Like, even Cage's games, what is it? This reminds me, in some respects, of Fahrenheit, or what was the other game? Project Indigo, where it was an experimental game to try and get people into the thing. And this is what this game sort of feels to me like in some respects. But it's not. It's minimal. It's very uninspired. It's very uncreative sort of work. I think it could have been so much more. And to say that they paid the money of whatever Steam's charging to put a game up onto Steam and trying to charge people money for this. No, this is not worth the money. It's not worth your time. Oh, that just irritates me. That noise. So anyway, at this point in time, the lens flare finally got to me, and it's like, nope, I'm out. And the game's almost watchable, but it's still very dark and foreboding and nothing in it. So at this point in time, I'm kind of really frustrated at the game because I've got no real sort of inclination where I'm going or where I'm not going. And I know there is a guy named Mars that I have to go see. Like, this is a game where hard alcohol might make it plausible that you could actually put some time into this, because you might laugh at it more. But without alcohol, I think this game kind of makes me feel like I want to, again, indestructible light poles, fantastic. Again, this game just ikes at me so much. I just wish I could actually like it. Like, this interaction, this is a guy that wrote the note that supposedly was with the other guy that got his eyes gouged out. And you have a quick chat with him. You get nothing from it. You get no idea what the debt was. You get no idea what it is. He was like betting money on a game, and that was it. There's nothing to it. And it's just... No, it's not even a game. It's not even time. It's pure garbage that just needs to be put under the rug and forgotten about. It requires so much more. Like, even if the person that made this game, or people, I'm not saying it was one person, that decided to get some whole assets and just dump it together and put it out as if it was a real game, even if someone just put the time and effort of just putting minimal voices into this, and it would not even really need to be real voices, you just have to put in minor voices into this, it would make this game so much more livable. Some basic controls, some quality of life idealism, some simple things that would make this game worthwhile. But it's not. There's just nothing here that sort of screams, oh, I really want to play this. The atmosphere, the idea of the game, the concept of the game, yes, absolutely. And I think what upsets me more about this game is that it's actually out on PlayStation Store as well, which kind of makes me beg the question of how or why people aren't quality testing these games. There should not be something that's on any platform that says, that doesn't say early access or going to be developed or is in development or is in beta or alpha, asking for money. Because if the game is woefully not complete in the way it should be complete, then why? Visually, this is a great game. Sound-wise, not that bad. Control-wise, absolutely sucks. Inventory management sucks. Dialogue, minimal at best. And directional understanding of where you're going, narrative structure, anything like that, it just doesn't exist. And yeah, I don't understand why someone would consider this a game when it's not a game. It's just sad, and especially when you see some games that are put out are so fantastic. Like that Superman-like game that came out. it was developed, it was done, and it was actually good. And then you come to something like this. So anyway, thank you very much for sitting around for my rant, and I do apologise that I had a rant about this game, and Wobbly Tooth Games, please just do something, make something that's worthwhile, but don't take this as a criticism, take this as don't take this as a bad thing, take this as an honest thing of me saying, do a better game, because this is not worth people's times. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.